And good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's Breakfast with Boom. Of course, I am your host, Mr. Boomstick XL, and we have an incredible program for you today. Now, we are just some show notes to throw out there. We're only doing a 90-minute show today. We do have some incredible topics. We have incredible guests. We also have the panel. We are missing Crispy, who's going to be out for the next couple of weeks while he, situates some personal stuff, and then we'll get him back to be in his regular chair as always. Today, we're going to open up with some breaking news. Geoff Keighley reporting that the deal between Discord and Microsoft is pretty much done, and he is, of course, putting out there the Wall Street Journal article that I have in front of me that I'm going to read verbatim of what exactly is happening. They're saying that they are currently in exclusive talks with Microsoft to sell Discord for $10+ billion. And when they say exclusive talks, I would imagine that this deal is probably done, and we could get get an announcement as early as Monday morning, which is Microsoft is notorious for. But yeah, you're going to see some, of course, new footage from one of my favorite new old games that it's like crack cocaine. I can't stop playing Titanfall 2. And I got some more dirt footage. Again, my two favorite games of 2021. It's just crazy. But let's get into the introductions, and we're going to get into the rest of the show notes of what's happening today. Slow-Mo Backslide making his return. Not only does he have the coolest name, not only does he have the best avatar in the business, but he will smack you down if you get out of line. Welcome to the show, dude.
Yo, what's up, Boom? What's up, Dread? What's up, Big Cloud? How's it going, guys? What's up in the chat? Hope you guys are having a great morning. Hope you got your cup of Joe, your iced coffee. If you're like myself out here, you like that iced coffee. Yeah, we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time with these topics. Let's do it, man.
That's the best way to start the show. Iced coffee.
Yeah, no, well, you know what? Here's crazy. I'm crazy. I drink 2 cups of coffee a day. Love coffee. I mean, I absolutely love it. Cannot live without it. You want to know something strange? I have never had iced coffee in my entire existence.
You never had a cappuccino? Come on,
never.
Man.
You about to change your life. You about to change your life, man. I'm telling you,
dude, that Starbucks. I mean,
Let's go to Starbucks. Ask for a caramel frap. You'll thank me later. I'm just
okay. You know what? I'm gonna do that. I do like every time I go to Stop and Shop to do my food shopping. I've really become an old man. It's almost embarrassing. I'm that guy walking around the store slow with the cup in the little holder. It's terrible, man. It sucks getting old, but you know what? At least realization that I realize that's my problem. But okay, well, listen, I'm going to actually try that. I'm going to take you up on that and give it the old college effort. But speaking of which, BitCloud, first of all, dude, welcome back. Folks, if you didn't know, our brother had COVID-19, and so did his mom. So it was really scary for a while. Of course, me and him were in contact behind the scenes because we're friends and brothers outside of podcasting. And thankfully, he's doing better and back. Welcome back to the program, dude.
Yeah, it has been a hell of a week, let me tell you. But I want to say, before we even start the show, thank you to everybody who reached out. I know there's a lot of people who watch, Boom's show who hit me up. Everybody in this community, and what was cool about it, it wasn't just PlayStation, it wasn't just Xbox, it was every side. You know what I mean? It was cool. It was humbling to see that type of unity for a change. Just want to say thank you guys. I feel a lot better. My mom's doing a lot better, and yeah, it's man. Just thank you. That's all I really got to say, man. Thank you very much.
Well, at the end of the day, it's not about what console you play. It's this is human life, lives we're talking about, and it's great to hear that your mom is better, you're better, and you're back. Obviously, you're going to be doing some big work on your channel. You're going to be here today talking about the stuff. So we're excited to have you back, dude, for sure. And Dreadpool, welcome to the program, there, brother. Listen, how the heck have you been?
Oh, good morning, everyone. I've been doing great. Got a little extra sleep. Got my no-name burrito sandwich, so whatever you want to call it, eggs and cheese and sausage. So yeah, we're not going to promote them on that, but let's call them no names. No, I'm glad, BitCloud, that you're feeling better. I'm glad that it didn't
Thank
the
you.
way that everybody was panicking about for a little bit there. Yeah, and slow mo. I tried that nitro. I'll tell you what, that was pretty cool. I went back for a second one, and I'm like talkative. I could not stop talking. It was just like I
I
couldn't
said
stop
I
finishing.
have
Oh
I
man.
me and iced coffee. We got a nice little thing going on. Like I'm with like I know which
I
brands
love
are the best. I know who to go to. I know you might want to skip Dunkin' Donuts. Dunkin' Donuts
Yeah,
they
go to
don't really know what
McDonald's
they're
over.
doing. Yeah, yeah.
Go to Dunkin' Donuts.
I'm telling
You
you,
got
like
to go
I
to the barista that actually trains for this stuff.
right.
I mean, Starbucks, I would say is literally king. That's like the only thing I would say keeps Starbucks relevant is the frap. I'll be honest with you.
I'm like, I want to see your certification, Mr.
Let me see your
Mr.
paperwork.
Barista. I want to see your
Paperwork.
Wait,
papers. I
you
want to
say
know you're
that to the
good at
wrong
this.
person. That might
Yeah, I
sound a
love
little
it.
different.
Oh my God, that's great. That's great. Well, listen, folks, this is listen, this is a great day. Obviously, you can hear everyone's voice. We're all excited. It's a big day for us here at the channel. This is the first time in a while that I'm going to be doing double streams. Yeah, so just for quick show notes, and you're just tuning in. This is today's Breakfast with Boom, which is normally 2 hours, is going to be 90 minutes. It's going to promptly stop at 11:30, so I can get myself together for the second stream of the day, which of course is going to be live coverage of the ID at Xbox indie show that will be starting at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to start the next stream at 11:45. I have Mav from Fun Speculation. I have Pong Soul. I have myself. I have Jamie Moran, and I believe there might be one other person that for some reason I cannot remember, is going to be joining us, to cover that live. And of course, thanks to this incredible community that helped me earlier this morning, I did a test where I figured out what I was doing wrong about getting sound from that live stream. So not only are you going to hear us reacting, but if you want to tune in and watch the program, you'll be able to get the full audio version live as it's happening. And then once that show ends, we are then going to then take about 45 minutes to break down what we saw, what was displayed, and any of the big breaking news. But let's get into why you're here today, and that's to talk about video games. And of course, we're gonna have to get into breaking news again. Like I said earlier, if you're just tuning in, Geoff Keighley on his official Twitter account announced that Microsoft is currently in exclusive talks to purchase the chat app known as Discord, according to the story. And I have this in front of me now. This story was posted at 7:56 last night, and the authors were Cara Lombardo and Maureen Farrell. They are reporting. They're journalists for the Wall Street Journal. They're reporting that Microsoft is in advanced talks to acquire messaging platform Discord Incorporated for $10+ billion. And according to people familiar with the matter, the software giant is deepened in the conversation. As a matter of fact, it says here that unless negotiations fall apart, and they don't think that they will, this deal could be completed as early as next month. Now, obviously, there were some original companies that were involved in this, and currently they have backed out. The Microsoft is the big breadwinner, apparently. And again, I think it was Dreadpool that was saying it earlier, that Discord is currently worth $4 billion. Now, normally when you say that, well, what's the worth? And then versus the market cap value, it's usually double. So it would be about 8 billion. Apparently, they want to spend the 10. I think they're overspending, in my opinion, but that's because they really want Discord for whatever plans they're going to use it. And I want to start with Slow-Mo. Slow-Mo, this is a big deal. This is another monster deal for Xbox, for Microsoft. Obviously, Microsoft wants Discord for a lot of reasons, but I would imagine that the usage of it for Xbox and
Mhm.
Xbox Game Pass is potentially being one of the perks, if you will, to sign up for Xbox Game Pass. Apparently, those perks seem to be growing. The list is just getting bigger and bigger. How big of a deal is this for Xbox gamers, but more importantly, the industry?
Well, I would say I'll start with Xbox gamers. This is really good for Xbox gamers because it will really help, especially for gamers when you're playing games crossplay. For example, let's say you're playing Call of Duty, and you're playing with someone who's on PC at the same time. Well, a lot of times PC gamers, for the most part, like to use Discord over the Xbox apps on PC, which are abysmal, to say the least. They definitely need to work on that. I can get into that in a little bit later, and how Discord could help Microsoft with their Xbox apps on PC. But imagine you're playing Call of Duty with someone, and they want to use Discord, but in order for you to do that, you got to actually get connected on your phone, or some other method outside of the actual Xbox. Well, once this deal is done, I'm fairly certain they're going to make sure and try to get it done as quickly as possible. Some kind of Discord UI implementation into the Xbox UI so that you could access Discord and be connected to your Discord account through your Xbox and be able to get into party chats and all that stuff without actually having to go to your phone or a laptop or a Surface tablet, whatever. That's a huge benefit right there. They could definitely help them with things like, if you ever tried Discord on mobile versus using the Xbox app on mobile, huge difference. There's many different applications that it can help out with what they're doing within the Xbox network. But also, as I was saying about the actual Xbox apps, the Xbox beta app is getting better on PC, but it's still not quite there yet. And Discord could definitely help with some of the issues that people have, that like myself, whenever I go through an Xbox live party chat on PC, there's all kinds of disconnect issues. People can't hear me. I can't hear them. I got to reconnect three or four times. I got to change my audio device 3 or 4 times. None of those issues happen on Discord on PC. None of them. So they could definitely help in that aspect. But just overall, this could really help Microsoft in so many different ways. The Discord is used by so many different industries, not just in gaming. Other people in other industries, they use Discord. It's applicable for them in many more ways than just simply gaming. So it's no surprise to me that they're interested in this, and hopefully its implementation goes a lot better than what they did with Skype. Although Skype was acquired by a different regime, it still kind of goes to show that when you acquire something and you don't actually have a plan beyond how to grow it or how it just applies to what you're currently doing, then things can go poorly. And I think they may have learned some lessons from how Skype turned out, and hopefully that won't be the case this time. But yeah, definitely I can see it working in a lot of different ways for them.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think that you're onto something here. When you think about, it's easy to immediately equate that it's Xbox, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. I think that the implementation of this outside of Xbox is huge, which is why they are looking to make this big purchase. And again, it just goes to show you that what we have seen as as content creators, and obviously there's I mean, we have almost 400 people already here, only 15 minutes into the show, which I'm honestly tremendously humbled. I cannot believe that this many people here have already tuned in, have been observing, is the commitment and the dedication to the fans, to the Xbox customers and more so the potential customers, because we're seeing that. I mean, if you again, all you have to do is look back at Xbox 2013 versus Xbox 2020, let's just say, when they made the big Bethesda purchase. My God, what a difference in focus and dedication and commitment to not only the brand, but to the customers, to the millions and millions of customers. We see that, obviously Game Pass is a big deal. It's something that they want to continue to grow on. But when you talk about Discord, obviously one of the perks that you can download is Discord Nitro, right? That's what you can do, and it's only a temporary one. But I would imagine that if this deal does in fact go through, you're probably going to get this on just if you want Nitro, it's there for you. Go crazy, right?
It's going to be baked into Game Pass, guarantee that. Yeah. Yeah, probably Game Pass Ultimate, because it seems like what they would like to do, like say for example xCloud is a part of Game Pass Ultimate, but not regular Game Pass. So they're going to make anything that they add to like stuff like this, like Discord Nitro, is going to go into Ultimate, so that they can get you to kind of invest a little bit more into the ecosystem than you already have currently invested. So additional $5 for essentially Discord Nitro and all the other features that you get.
Yeah, folks, this is just the beginning. Like I would imagine that they're going to continue to grow this in a way. I'm kind of wondering. I mean, obviously they've teamed up in a big way with Disney Plus. Obviously, Disney Plus just went up $1. It's $7.99 a month for the monthly. It would not surprise me with what's going on with, how hard they're pushing, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which the episode 2 just dropped. Mrs. Boomstick and I are going to be watching that today while we're having dinner later on. And it would not surprise me in the absolute least if at some point down the line that even something as big as Disney Plus doesn't get baked into Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. Now, at this point, if they keep adding stuff, we're going to get a price hike. And now, is it going to go how much more than $15? Maybe 18, maybe 17. But I'm going to be honest with you. If you give me Discord, if you give me brand new day and day games, you give me all these third-party games that Phil Spencer is as heavily involved in, and then you throw in a Disney Plus, my God, I mean, it's like, how do you not have this? BitCloud, let's get to you, because obviously when we were talking in the green room, you did a video. The video was fantastic. Of course, with these videos, you are always going to get these let's just be polite and say the extremists of the world that
I call them
think
bottom feeders, but
well, that's fine too. I mean, obviously that might even be better, because what you're really is just explaining what they are, because you hate to see it. But the reality is the video was fantastic. What are your thoughts, and how big of a deal is this for Xbox, but more so Microsoft Corporation as a whole, on where they could now offer Discord?
So when you go back just to like literally to the beginning, before Game Pass and all that stuff, Microsoft and crossplay, cross progression, et cetera, this is good for them, because you can, officially remove the biggest barrier between your console and PC. That's the biggest thing, where you can't communicate literally with your own team, especially on PC. This is cool that they have that, when they do this would be an option. You can do this. Probably one of the coolest things about this too, though, because we all have Discord service. We all do our podcasts in Discord service. So y'all already know, when it comes to this actually being a thing, you can create your own separate channel, if I'm not mistaken, and you can have your own like top 10, top 15 people that you actually game with, and you can constantly be in contact with, as opposed to going through your friends list, finding them and dragging them into the baked in, chat system. You can have this as your option. That is a lot better. Now, you guys said Game Pass. I do see this again. I even said that in the video. I was like, with Discord incorporating Nitro into their whole service now, where you can actually buy more bandwidth and make it much more clearer. This is cool, because that can either factor into Game Pass Ultimate, and that can go to xCloud or whatever other whatever else they want to do. And depending on how many boosts you can get, that's kind of like the only thing I was a little curious about too, because a lot of people boost their servers more than just once, and you get a lot more stuff. You know what I mean? Depending on how many boosts, like you get custom emotes, you get obviously the bandwidth, et cetera, et cetera. You can even change the logo and make it like animated. I don't know a lot of people going on to that, but you can do that now for Discord.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing too. Like if they're going to do that, is this going to be like an option where, like kind of like a DLC type of option where you can buy and boost the servers as you progress and keep it going. But again, it's cool. It's kind of like, it kind of brings you back to PlayStation in the community section. I don't know if y'all remember that for PS4.
Yeah.
Remember the communities you can get dragged into and talk about games. It's kind of like the exact same thing, only obviously amplified. You can have much more freedom. You can create separate voice channels, text channels. You guys can talk about whatever you want. That is a cool feature nonetheless for it. And when you have, basic online like chat, like, what we got for really, we always get for the consoles, this is like the next level, really, in terms of like freedom and just what you can do with your friends down the road. It's really, really good. It's great because I said I support this. This is one of those things that it benefits all, because I remember, like, I think I talked to Slomo about this. Didn't we talk about this when we played like Rogue all the time? It's like, yo, Discord needs to be on console. It needs to be an option. It constantly always comes up in conversation when we play, and we play on PC, guys. This constantly comes into conversation. It's like, guys, like Discord is the new move. Yeah, game chats is cool. Yeah, it's simple. It's fine on console. But when it comes to like longevity and just overall, like, I would just say, not even ease of use, right? It just comes to just simplicity. Discord kind of has always been the way, and we all just we chill in the Discord service, and a lot of people use them mostly for podcasts. Again, we do more than just the podcasts with Discord, but again, I'm just saying it has so many benefits if they were to go through it.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think that the benefits are, again, with gaming, it's great, right? Because we we immediately equate it to gaming, podcasting, things of that nature. But this is going to be a big deal, and again, it's one of those, man. It's just one of those things that you look at and you say, wow, is anyone off of Microsoft's plate at this point?
I mean, you really think about it, it's like they're going down a checklist of all the problems. It's like, okay, what's the top tier service or top tier equivalent to fix that type of issue? You see what I'm saying? When it comes to their first party, what do? They bought a bunch of new studios. They did the biggest deal so far in gaming, which was the whole Bethesda deal. I mean, Sony's biggest, like, or should I say Sony's best purchase, right? It caught us all out the blue. They got Insomniac for, I would say, budget price, right?
Dude, that was a steal. That was a steal, 100%. Yeah.
That was insane. And again, going back to Bethesda was $7.5 billion. So you're going to that, then you're going to $10 billion into just getting Discord. What else are you going to get? Are you going to go for, I don't know, let's say, hold on, like, God, there's so many options. What are you gonna go for? We're gonna try to get Crunchyroll. just throw it out there. I'm just saying, like, there's so much things they're going.
Has it.
I know. So
Sony bought Crunchyroll. I mean, again, what's interesting and what's exciting as content creators is that both companies are doing things to make their customers feel like they're getting the best bang for their buck. I mean, Sony just bought Evo. That's a big deal for them because, obviously they are the console that's used in Evo, where it actually used to be Xbox, not anymore. It's PlayStation. A couple of months ago, Microsoft bought Smash GG. So, I mean, they both have ideologies that go beyond just what studios they currently own. And like I said, I mean, listen, I love it because it's great conversations for these podcasts and gives us something to talk about. But Dreadpool, let's get your opinion on this before we move on to the second topic of the day. For you personally, sitting back, getting the breaking news from Geoff Keighley, and I really want to kind of just point this out. Geoff may be very popular. Like, you listen, you love him or hate him. I think he's super important to the industry. I mean, yes, do I disagree with some of his tactics sometimes? Sure. We're never always going to agree, but you can't not say that he's not important for the industry. And if you do feel that way, well, I'm not going to try and change your mind. I will say this, for Geoff to come out on his personal Twitter and say that Microsoft is in exclusive talks tells me that there is more to this than simply that. I don't think he puts himself out there and takes a chance of having to retract the statement or have someone screen cap it and say, Geoff, you said this, right? So I think that there's something. And again, you have to look at the Wall Street Journal. They reported this last night. We woke up to the news early this morning. I think it is a big, big deal. What are your thoughts on this, Dredd?
Oh, it's a huge deal. Let's backtrack a little bit, right? Who was the one that released the Xbox One console price?
That would be Geoff Keighley. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And did anybody remember? I believe Phil had actually admitted that they gave him the price to announce.
Yeah.
Like the way he did. So, that being said, how do we not know that this is pretty much what's going on here? Again, he's got the inside scoop given directly to him. And this is a Microsoft deal, not really an Xbox deal. So,
True.
Yeah, no,
this is
right.
how big
It is a Microsoft deal, correct?
I mean, they gave him the Xbox Series X console reveal for the Game Awards.
That's
right.
true.
Yeah.
So he's definitely he has an in for sure. You know, even though we all not we all, but for the most part, most of us don't trust him. Some love him, some hate him, whatever. If your feelings are in between all this, it doesn't matter. He has that in. He's got their confidence in him, regardless of being, as everybody says, he leans way over to the Sony side. It doesn't matter. He has that in. Obviously, even as much as he leans over that way, then how is he getting all this information from Microsoft? You know what I'm saying? Or Xbox?
Oh no, dude, they trust him, dude. Yeah,
right. There's a lot more going on in the background that we don't see. And, he's just someone that's happy about this in this direction. But he gets all this information, and for it to be within a month is a huge deal too. So that's literally putting your reputation back on the line yet again. With all that. So he's got some valid sources there that's telling him, yeah, this is what's going on. Go ahead.
I'll put it to this way, Dre. That's a great point. If this deal is done in a month, that tells me that this was a lot closer and they've been talking a lot longer than we knew about. And usually that's the case. Like Microsoft isn't going to, or someone's going to leak that they just started talks because they don't want to take a chance of ruining anything. But I think that this has been going on for a little bit longer than we were made privy to. And yeah, it's impressive.
Here's the other thing. Someone in the chat, I don't know how valid this is, but I'm not going to dismiss it. I'm going to look at it and research it too. I want to say her name was Sarah. I lost it because the chat went by so fast. Saying that Discord, somebody said that Discord approached Microsoft.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we have that on confirmation through a super chat, which I'll get to in a second. Apparently, according to Tom Warren, the Discord actually approached Microsoft, which is, wow, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's really cool. This just to get that information. I mean, didn't the Bethesda deal? They said that if anybody's going to buy the company, and this was from years ago, they wanted Microsoft to buy the company for the ZeniMax. Mm-hmm. So obviously, yet again, these companies talk to each other. Like with where I work, we have connections. We talk to each other, even though we don't do business with each other all the time. We still talk to other people in the business. You know what I mean? Even though there are different trades, we still talk. There's still communication there. I mean, I just got offered a job up in Jacksonville.
Oh, wow.
And it wasn't me directly. It was through my communication because that person got offered the job and he said he couldn't do it, but he referred me and he said, hey, I don't know if you'd want to do this, but I know there's a positioning for this company at this place, and I referred him to you, and here I am getting a text message about it. So it's like, oh. Do I leave? Do I not? You know what I'm saying? And this is stuff that happens in the background. Even my company doesn't know that I've been like, you know, approached. So there's a lot of this stuff that happens in real life. Everybody seems to, especially when you talk about the Twitter universe that we all live in.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, this just happened. No, it's been happening. This is how business works. It's just because you found out doesn't mean that's when it found. You broke the story or anything. It's a lot of these. Reporters are investigators. They're all insiders. They have connections. Okay, so they know all this stuff too from their sources as they're allowed to say stuff. So there's a lot more to a lot of this stuff. So do we know the real reason? No, but you know what? Right now, if I log into Discord, I can see who's on my Xbox, my friends list. Okay, so there's already integration going on between Discord and Xbox Live. Well, Xbox Network, whatever you want to call it now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But between Xbox
I
and
remember.
Discord, it's already there.
Yeah, I remember. I think it was late last year. They had some kind of three-way promotional thing going where if you had Game Pass, you would have access to Spotify subscription
Yes.
and Discord Nitro
yeah.
for like a certain period of time. May have been like a month or two or something like that. And if you had those other services, those other subs, that you would get access to Game Pass as well. And so there's already a relationship there with them in regards to working with Discord for, promoting both of their businesses. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if things that went so well for Discord that they were definitely interested in going further with that.
Yeah, and see, that's the other thing. I brought it up the other Wednesday night at Gaming Beyond the Box. Guess who else uses Discord? Cell phone players.
Yes,
Okay,
indeed.
so that's a big thing too. And it's gamers of all kinds. It's not just gamers. It's not just this. It's not just that. There's a big population that are gamers.
It's all
But
about
there's a-
simplicity, Dripple.
Right,
For this.
and that's the whole thing. Is everybody's easy to get in, easy to get out. You just move on, and you get your messages on your phone. You're already on the phone if you're a phone player, and if you're not, you're in our clubs like we all have, and we're all communicating with each other. And you see the messages pop up, you go from there. Now it's just going to be more on inside of Microsoft/Xbox. You're going to be able to see more than just, oh, so and so's playing this game. Now, we've already talked about cross communication between multiple places.
Well, what's interesting to your point? That's a great point, Dredd. To your point, you said it, I think, earlier. Who does Microsoft want to track? The 3 billion players that play on everything. You know what I'm saying? And who's to say that? I mean, obviously, we know that the Switch network is awful, right? It's horrible. They're going to have to do an upgrade. Imagine if they give Nintendo the option to use Discord. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to be making money from every hand, dude. It's crazy.
That's the thing too. They're going to be like the overseer of the whole thing. Like a lot of people are saying that PlayStation might not get Discord. I'm like, that's not really the case. They can definitely get the Discord.
But here's the other thing: you could sell Discord easier than you could sell an Xbox Live service on Nintendo or Sony.
Like there wouldn't be no excuse. Like, oh, what about what was it? What did he say? Security breach? Nah, it wouldn't be nothing like that. This is strictly a voice chat system. It's simple.
Yeah. If you look at other things like middleware that Microsoft owns, like Havoc engine is used in literally every single Sony first party game, and Microsoft owns that. They don't, when it comes to things that aren't like direct like first party games, they don't have any problem working with it. The way they look at it is that we're a competitor in one space, but when it comes to other things that we own, you're a customer. So you're a competitor and a customer. And so when it comes to certain software that we own and products that we have and services that we have, and you're a customer there, then you're gonna be able to have access to that. So I wouldn't think Discord wouldn't be available on PS5. It definitely would be.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an option, right? It's just an option. And I mean, listen, Sony is working with Microsoft with the Azure servers. That was reported a couple of years ago. So, I mean, listen, Microsoft is looking to be making money from every corner that they can make it, and you know who wins? We win as gamers, especially when you think about the offerings that are coming into Xbox Game Pass. I mean, a perfect example is I would imagine that everything we're going to see today, right? During the ID at Xbox show is going into Xbox Game Pass. It's almost probably it's almost a guarantee in my opinion. Of course, I could be 100% wrong, but I believe that is what is exactly happening. And who knows, we may even get stealth drops today. Speaking of stealth, Mr. Badbit, welcome to the program there, brother. How you feeling?
I'm feeling.
You're feeling. Well, listen, you're alive, and that's all
Yeah.
that matters.
That's true. That's true.
Listen.
We talk about Discord. Are we upset about it? What are we?
Well, you know what?
do
We
do?
actually, but before we move on
You
to the
missed my
next
part.
topic,
Some
you
people are.
literally you just got here. We
Yeah.
got breaking news. The Wall Street Journal. Well, first of all, let me just rewind it. Geoff Keighley, Geoff Keighley, reported this morning on his Twitter that Microsoft was in not only advanced talks but exclusive talks to purchase Discord for $10+ billion. It actually could be more. We talked about how the market cap value currently is $4 billion, and Microsoft, usually when you talk about market cap, it's double, right, versus what it's worth. But apparently, Microsoft is looking to pay. They're overpaying for this because they want the service for whatever reason it may be. What are your thoughts and the importance of Xbox, but more importantly, Microsoft getting Discord?
I think like Everborn said it perfectly when he was talking about any acquisition, right? It's what do you think this thing is going to be priced at in a specific amount of time. So, if the company's worth $4 billion, and that's to say, they paid $12 billion, that means they predict that in X amount of years, it's going to be worth that much money. So I think, look, Discord's an awesome app. It offers a lot to its users for free. And, the voice application as well is something that I use in my podcast because it doesn't use as much bandwidth as, let's say, a Skype. So, it's good that this Microsoft is looking at this as a legitimate service for their brand, Microsoft. What this means for games, we were talking about that in the Casa de Bad Bit Discord, where someone was just like, it just means that this is trying to bridge the ecosystems of PC and Xbox together in a better way, which is great because the current app sucks. It's atrocious. It's awful. And if you're PC crossplay, you've gotten times where like the audio just dies on you and you have to go through all this rigmarole to just talk to your friends. So having this just built-in service to help you with that cross-play feature, bridging between phone, computer, and console is awesome. It also goes into what Microsoft wants. Again, they're selling you Game Pass. We love our consoles and everything, but Microsoft's a service company, and what they want to sell you is Game Pass and give you this value that is unignorable. And so they're paying $10 billion and not just having an awesome cross-platform feature, but they're also paying it for the Nitro features and what those things bridge you. And at the same exact time, giving you a marketplace as well that Discord has. So, that's what I think that's what they're aiming for Discord. And at the end of the day, this is pretty good.
For Ultimate, you think about it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's another perk for Ultimate. So like for this it's good. It's a good deal. It's something that is I think it's not as flashy as a studio, but I think the systems that enhance the service is going to do wonders for it. That said, like, does this go on other platforms? Microsoft, it has been a very laissez-faire of like what these companies do within their larger corporation. So like, yeah, this could go to Nintendo, it could go to PlayStation. And at the same exact time, I don't know the ins and outs of that, but yeah, if Microsoft's making money. It's about making money.
Yeah.
It's not about the fanboy. PlayStation doesn't have it. It's more like PlayStation doesn't have as good of a feature. Let's go sell it to them. That's what Microsoft
Joe,
wants.
that's literally what my video comment section kind of was like. It's like, yo, how can you be so positive? Like Microsoft trying to be a monopoly. I'm like, it's not even like you're looking at it from a consumer perspective. You're not looking at the big benefits of having this.
They also don't understand what a monopoly is.
They
if
really
you buy
do not
Discord, and then you also
well,
buy
nobody really
Bethesda, they're not in the same exact market.
Yeah,
That's not a monopoly. Good grief.
Nobody knows what a monopoly is. Nobody knows what what's the thing when anyone sounds like or feels like not offended, but like they like the consumer rights or whatever that people say when something doesn't go their way. What's that?
Yeah,
anti-consumer.
Yeah, anti-consumer.
Great. Now you brought that one up. Now it's going to go from monopoly to anti-consumer.
Yeah, it's like these are tired taglines.
They're just buying it. I'm like, my guy, they're just fixing an issue that's been a constant thing for them, and that's their voice chat. It's constant.
See, now, like, is there a real fear that this thing could get Skyped? No, like, I mean, sure, anything could fail, but like, I think Microsoft, if anybody, has learned what happens and how you kill a Skype. So I think if anybody has learned from their mistakes, it's probably them. Also, great hit right there, Boom.
Yeah, dude.
I got that too. Sucker. Have y'all caught on to that? Like a lot of people are comparing this to like Mixer. Like they're like, oh, if they get this, they'll kill.
Yeah, that's a great point. A lot of people nervous about that. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case though. Mixer kind of did it itself in because it didn't really get the traction. You think about it, Microsoft was smart. They tried to get what was it, Ninja, to bring traction there. Ninja was good for like what, a month?
Yep.
That's kind of it. That's kind of it. You know what I'm saying?
And Ninja and Shroud and a whole bunch of other people, but they acquired Mixer for a specific reason. They acquired Mixer because they wanted to implement xCloud into it and make it really easy for people to see their favorite streamer play a game or see someone play a game and go, oh, I could go play that right now on xCloud, and kind of like bolster both of those. But they saw it when the pandemic started and everyone's working from home, kids aren't going into school, and all of these services got huge boost to their platforms, their average users. And not Discord, but Mixer was just flat. Like there was no change whatsoever. They knew it then. This is dead. Like we can't.
It was a basic server with some great bandwidth for streaming. That was it. That's basically
that was his best thing is low latency. Like they didn't
put the money into it though. That was the thing. They didn't invest into it as hard as they should have. There's so much potential there that they screwed it up. And when you have the leaders talking bad about it doesn't matter, they're just going to do it with what we say, and the issues with monetizing and making money off of what you're doing as a streamer, it wasn't clear cut. And it's like you weren't getting, even if what you did get, you weren't getting anywhere near. It was like a tenth. So it made, why would you go there when it wasn't clear how you're going to do this? And then they had these boost runs. There was a lot of stuff that was miscommunicated. There was a lot of stuff that was poorly designed in decisions they made about it. So it was a no-win situation for it. So they had to cut the bleeding.
Yeah, and when I think it's like Discord and the Mixer comparisons aren't really fair, because Mixer, when it was Beam, was a fledgling service to start. Discord has the audience, it has an install base, it's doing a lot of things, and I think what it could use is Microsoft to help, work on the things that are working and kind of cut out the fat. So on the things that aren't. So, to me, it's a good deal. It doesn't spell like, console war. To me, it just feels like a good business call. And I think this is what you're seeing from Microsoft here. I think these are the other big purchases that they're planning on making. They have the studios. Now let's focus on infrastructure, help focus on making Game Pass the best service it could be, because again, that's the future. It's not about boxes sold or whose box is the most powerful. It's about how are we getting players to play on our platforms. And the platform is obvious.
That's a great point.
Absolutely. It's Game Pass.
Yeah.
I mean,
all,
listen.
man.
At the end of the day, when you see these moves being made, I gotta tell people, kind of just look at the big picture. The big picture, very simply, is that Microsoft currently, and the same thing with Sony. Sony is going to make changes to PS Now and PlayStation Plus. Now, whether there are extreme changes like day and date, I don't think so. At least in
No,
2021, maybe
because they don't need
sometime.
to.
They,
Yeah,
they don't have to at this point. You're absolutely
yeah,
correct. And you
yeah.
know something?
And the day
Maybe
they
they,
will,
yeah,
they will. And like a lot of people, like, look, PlayStation has made the last year $20 billion. They're all right, right? Last year Xbox made $11 billion. They're all right.
yeah.
These companies, they're all right.
Do you know what, Joe? To that point, though, that's why we have to look at the big picture, step back, and realize that
Mhm.
who wins when they do these
Us.
investments? We do,
Yep.
absolutely. But
Yep.
listen,
Preach.
I want to move on to why the thumbnail says we're going to do a prediction show. Now, I did have a couple other topics. I'm going to pull them because we're only doing a 90-minute show. We're 45 minutes in. I didn't expect breaking news with Discord, but everyone had incredible points. John, I'm glad you could be here. But I do have to catch up on some of these outstanding super chats. The first one comes into us from, and I'm going to butcher this name, Davigan. I believe that's how you say it. He drops an outstanding $2 super chat and says, "Today is going to be a great day. Fire." Yeah, dude, I agree. Thank you.
It's pronounced Dovahkiin.
I originally said Dovahkiin, but I Dovahkiin. Apples, tomatoes, right?
Yeah.
Smitty Smith, our brother, bringing us back to church, says this after dropping $2. I'm happy BitCloud is doing better, as we all are, for sure. So thank you for that. Davakin drops another $2 super chat and says, apparently Discord approached Microsoft, and we talked about that before, says Tom Warren, who is an industry insider on his own rights. Sean Carpenter, good and generous friend of the show, says $5 after dropping a $5 super chat. Scorn and Stalker 2 are what have my arm hairs standing up. Let those likes let's get those likes up, people. Yeah, dude, those are two games. You know what, honestly, we're going to talk about it momentarily, but for me, one of the most exciting games, there are two. The Ascent. I cannot wait to play that. But Second Extinction looks so dope. So much fun. I mean, it's Left 4 Dead with dinosaurs. How could you go wrong? You know what I'm saying?
And after that insane Back for Blood gameplay we saw yesterday.
Yes, which got delayed till October, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
Back for Blood, and that's fine. That's fine because it's coming out for Halloween, and who doesn't want a horror game on Halloween? I think it's perfect, personally.
Open beta though.
Yeah, open beta indeed, and yes, you can go ahead and definitely download that now for sure. Sean Carpenter, let's see, I got you, Sean. Aaron JF94, generous friend of the show, he drops an outstanding $2 super chat and says you can now pre-order Biomutant. Yeah, Biomutant looks dope. I'm looking forward to that. He drops an additional $5 super chat and says, BitCloud, I've been missing you, dude. Feeling better? ? Indeed, he is feeling better for sure. We have Kill Antis, who becomes a channel member. Hey, dude, thank you so much for doing that. I definitely appreciate that. We have Logical Tech with the bomb $20 super chat and says this: Ubisoft annual revenue is 1.5 to 2 billion. Over 600 million of that is microtransactions. Wow. EA annual is 5 to 6 billion, and this is not a surprise. 2.5 billion in microtransactions. Easy to see how Microsoft can bring Ubisoft Plus and even EA Play Pro permanently into Game Pass. Yeah, I think that we're going to get an announcement. I just don't know when that is. Obviously, someone like our good brother here, Slow-Mo, has because he's a PC Master Race member. He obviously has the Ubisoft Plus, because why should you pay for games if you could just pay $100 a year? I mean, I'm right there with you. So if that comes in Xbox Game Pass, wow. We also have Chris Levy. Chris, welcome to the program, brother. He drops an outstanding and bomb $20 super chat and says, love the podcast each week. If Microsoft gets Discord, I feel it should be integrated fast because so many cross-platform games out there. Yeah, I agree 100%. It makes it so easy because cross-platform games like Call of Duty still isn't the best. Yeah, you know what? I think there's a reason why they're fast tracking this deal. And if it does get done in a month, that is going to be record time for sure. Logical Tech, wow, dude, thank you. He drops an additional incredible $20 super chat and says, to follow up, once all GP subscribers are really paying $15 a month and subscriber numbers soar to over 100 million, King may be right. Sony may go exclusive into game publishing and get out of the marketing, the making game hardware. You know what? Look, I
don't know about that.
I don't.
No,
I-
that's not
look,
happening.
Look, I'm going to be honest with
a little
you.
enthusiastic sometimes. That's not happening.
No. I listen. Here's the thing. I think Sony is going to continue to do well. In my opinion, their market brand viewage, if you will, with the world is still ridiculously strong. Again, what I believe is going to happen this year is that we're going to see for the first time in a very, very long time, because I'm going all the way back to when people supported Super Nintendo and Genesis. I think that you're going to have Sony players who are exclusive fans of the brand that love Sony for everything that Sony gives them. But I also think those same game players are going to look over at Microsoft and say, you know something, I love you, Sony, and I love everything that you do for me. But this $15 a month for all of these games, there's going to come a point where you could no longer not pay attention, especially when you start seeing these AAA first-party games like you're used to on PlayStation eventually release on Xbox. And as a gamer, not a particular gamer, I'm a Sony guy and gal or an Xbox guy or whatever. I think that as a gamer as a whole, you're going to be like, you know something? I'm not a big fan of Xbox. I like my controller for the PlayStation, but damn, that Fable looks dope. And for $15 a month, I can get that. Maybe I was a Halo player back in the old OG days, and Halo Infinite looking kind of good, man. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm going to try that out. And they go out and maybe they don't buy the box. Maybe they play on their TV. Maybe they're part of the PC Master Race and like, well, I don't really play on my TV, but I have a bomb monitor, so I'm going to play there. So this is going to be, everyone is going to win. Let's just say that. I don't necessarily think it's going to be, Sony isn't going to curb stomp Microsoft this time. I don't think Microsoft is going to curb stomp Sony because they're not going to stop doing what they do.
Yeah, and I think consoles are like look, by the end of the year, you're going to have an evolved PlayStation now.
Yes, you are. Well, Jim Ryan said it. He said it.
And you're going to see, no matter what, because every generation we hear it's the last. So I don't think this one is the last. It's just consoles are evolving, and you're kind of seeing it in the forefront. And so, like, next generation, maybe it's just digital only. These are like pucks like an Apple TV, but there's no way. No, Sony is going to, until these boxes are they can't do it for whatever reason. No, they're going to keep making them. Remember, there's a chip shortage for a reason. It's because
100%.
they can't get these things, and they can't make enough of these things right now. So,
and you know what? Shout out to everyone who got their Series X yesterday. If you didn't know, and then again, I reported it before we closed down the Xbox Factor podcast. Microsoft made the announcement that Walmart was getting a restock for S's and X's at 3 p.m. If you are someone in the chat that were able to get one, our good friend Crispy Bomb finally got his Series X thanks to a buddy. I guess he works at GameStop and it was a bundle. But yeah, he got his, which is pretty cool. He's been asking and really hoping to, praying to the gaming gods to get one, and Crispy got one, which I'm happy for him. But if you are someone in the chat that did get your console yesterday, finally, after all these months, let us know in the chat. But real quick, we have another super chat that came in from our very good friend, Z Black Rider. Hey, dude, thank you for the generosity. He says, frack you all. My CC is dead. Yeah, dude, like everybody for sure. And we also have Wise Old Gamer. Dude, thank you so much for this. He upgraded to the second tier membership. It's called Double Barrel Gaming Plus. Now, if you don't know, I closed down the Patreon. I did that because I felt terrible that I could not give it the proper attention that it deserved. Because, I run 4 shows per week. This week is 5. And producing this much content, sometimes I'm like, even gaming gets left behind, unfortunately. So what I wind up doing is I closed it down. And of course, it was a message. I sent a very, very personal and heartfelt message to everyone who had been a part of it, even during a pandemic. I mean, like, what can you say to that? That you're still going to support Double Barrel Gaming? And obviously, I'm humbled beyond words. So what I wind up doing is just adding an additional tier for $10. If you want to, if you're already a member, you want to upgrade, I'm going to start doing some giveaways as soon as we start, collecting some money, and we're going to do definitely some big giveaways are coming towards the end of the year. What we're going to do in celebration of the 20th anniversary of Xbox towards the end of the year in the holiday months. Now, this is not Christmas with Boom. That's something totally different. Mrs. Boomstick and I are going to be giving away 2 bomb prizes. One is going to be a Series X with a year of Game Pass, and one is going to be a Series S with a year of Game Pass. We're going to be doing that. I'll be making the announcements. This is also to celebrate the potential March to 10K. I'm almost there, folks. I'm about 1,500 subs away from 10,000. If you're new here today and you're enjoying it, please, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel. I can guarantee you're not going to be disappointed for sure. We also have Dovik. Wow, dude, he drops an additional $2 super chat and says, most casual gamers are jumping on Xbox, no doubt. Yeah, indeed. And I think you're going to see some of that. This is what Sony did with so successful last gen. They made Sony the cool system. That's why they sold over 115 million consoles. 85% of that, and it could be 85 million, were a lot of casual gamers for sure. Our brother Philly Eagle drops a $5 super chat and says, there will always be hardware. Some will never buy a PlayStation and others never an Xbox, but hardware is here to stay for a very, very, very long time. Buy both, he says. And I agree with him 100%. But listen, I want to get into why we're here. The Xbox folks are throwing something that I think needs to happen at least twice a year. The indie scene, and we say it, and I don't say it with disrespect, because some of my favorite games, both on the Xbox 360, on the PlayStation, PS3, the PS4, PS5, have come the way of the indie scene. And when we talk about indies, folks, if you look at something like The Ascent, PS, by the way, have you seen the latest trailer? 14 people are making The Ascent at Neon Giant. I mean, like, wow. Stalker, still considered an indie team, is coming, and that game looks as good, potentially even better, as Metro Exodus. And that's saying something, because Metro Exodus was awesome. So what's happening today, and again, who doesn't know this, is the ID at Xbox show that's going to be going live at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They did not give us a specific time frame. I would imagine the show is going to run about an hour. So we're here today to talk about what we're expecting, what our hopes are, and then of course we're gonna shut this down at 11:30. Come back 15 minutes later with another panel, and we're going to be covering the event live on the air. We're going to be giving our live reactions after and during the program, which you'll be able to watch with sound, folks, on my channel. But I want to start with the Slow-Mo Backslap. Slow-Mo, this is Microsoft's first big show. And I know people are going to be like, well, wait a second, Boom, they had the Bethesda show. that was just to welcome in Bethesda. I know it counts as a quote unquote show, but when you talk about a game show, like like Sony has had their State of Play, Nintendo had their not the Treehouse, but their event earlier. That both events were okay. I'm interested to get your feelings on this. I mean, first of all, they're going to show 100 games, but 25 of those games are getting actual gameplay trailers, and that's big. Maybe we're going to get some release dates. Maybe we're going to get some stealth drops. What are you expecting at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today?
Well, I'm definitely expecting to see games that are innovative. And one of the big things that I love about indie games is that there's no boardroom, there is no big publisher who only cares about the bottom line and what the investors think, dictating to developers what to do with their games. You have people who could have chosen to work at an Activision or EA and make a lot more money, choosing otherwise to, hinder their own financial development so that the vision that they have on their games gets realized. And I think that's something to be commended. On my channel, as you know, I like to focus on a lot of games that
you do. That's what I love about your program, brother. You talk about games no one's talking about. That is why you should subscribe to Slow Mo Backslap, because he does deep dives, folks. If you please subscribe to my brother here, and let's get him over 1,000 subs, because he does great work.
I'm actually 28 subs away from.
Oh my God! Listen, folks, come on. Let's do this live on the air. If you love me, then you gotta love Slow Mo. 28 subs from 1K. Man, please, I'm asking you, from one friend to another, let's get this man past 1,000 subs. I would be tremendously grateful. I know he would. Talk about that for a second, Slow Mo. How big of a deal for you is 1K?
It's a big deal, but then also there is the dread of because I made a bet with Forte. And
Forte.
Yeah, you're playing that game, sir. You should.
I gotta play once I hit 1,000. I gotta live stream myself playing Bucks and Axe, which is like I'm having nightmares, man.
You're 23 away from 1,000. I'm 480 from 10K.
I'm just like, please, like I just want to get it over with at this point. I'm getting nightmares. I'm seeing little weirdo animals eating strawberries in my nightmares. I'm not.
Every time we look at a burger, you're like expecting it to start walking and say bungle or whatever the fuck it's called.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man, and then I was talking to Rand, and shout out to Rand Thor. He's all like, yeah, Slow Mo. It's like Pokemon. I'm like,
it is like Pokemon. It literally, you literally have to capture these things. I played about 3 hours of it. I never went back.
I hate Pokemon so much. This is like even worse for me. But huh?
You're not hyped for the new one?
No, I hate Pokemon. I hate Pokemon. I hate the TV show. I almost hate the movie because Ryan Reynolds is in it, so it makes the movie slightly better. But still, I kind of stand the movie. I don't want anything to do with Pokemon or eating strawberries that talk and got eyeballs. I don't want nothing to do with it. But
wait till you see your leg turn into a hot dog. Then you're gonna have nightmares.
Oh my God! Yeah, look. I'm gonna get it over with. It's gonna be a quick 2-hour stream. I'm gonna let everybody laugh at me as I'm like bugling around and tripping over, whatever is going in the game.
But it's a cringy stream because you got to sing the theme song and everything. Those were the.
I did not. I keep adding stuff. Like,
I didn't. As a fourth day said you had to sing the song.
No. B Money said I had to sing the theme song. I'm not singing the theme song. I already said I wasn't doing that. Enrique tries to get me to platinum it. I'm just like, I didn't say I was going to platinum it. Stop it. Like, people keep coming up with all this extra stuff. I'm not doing any of that.
It's bad enough that you got to play it for 2 hours.
Exactly. 2-hour live stream. That's all you get. After that, I am uninstalling it, reinstalling it, just so I can have the pleasure of uninstalling it again. And it's never going to be on my PS5 again. So yeah. I mean, just real quick, yeah, definitely sub to the channel. I like to focus on a lot of the games that we're going to see here. 12 minutes is probably the most anticipated game that I want to see.
Dude, that voice cast is bananas, dude.
The voice cast is ridiculous. I said, what, man? They really putting their foot in it. We're getting like
I think only one man made that game, correct?
Slow-mo.
Mm-hmm.
Prepare to cringe, man, because you're at 1K.
Yes.
Congratulations.
No, wait, hold on. No.
Yes.
Congratulations. You're at 1K.
Yes.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Congrats.
Congrats.
That is
Congratulations.
live on the air,
Yeah,
folks.
there you
Thank
go.
you so
Congratulations.
much.
So we're going to 100% this game platinum.
And you're gonna
Review
be
of it.
singing the
This is
theme
awesome.
song and everything.
Babbit, stop. Like,
Hey,
And at the end, after seeing the
Oh,
theme
congratulations,
song,
Slow-Mo.
you got to
dude.
do the
Congratulations,
Slow-Mo.
bro.
hey,
1K.
first off, boom, thank you, sir. That
Oh,
was
no,
that's very kind
that's
of
the
you.
least I can do, brother. Listen,
Thank you to everybody in the
I can
chat,
see the
man. You guys are
smile.
awesome.
the whole listen. I have a small channel, and I think that more and more this isn't about how many views I have over the next guy sitting next to me, which was like a BitCloud or a Dreadpool or Mr. Badbit or Slow-Mo. I think that we as people need to do better, especially seeing the shit world that we're currently living in, right? Like everything is black and white, literally, and it's sickening. So I love helping people. Perfect example. Mav, a fun speculation. Good friend of, I'm, we're moving to the point of brothers. He just crossed 500 subs. Now, did I help with that? I don't know. But I'm happy to say that if I did, it makes me proud as a content creator. And when I did those special shows for BRAP and for Iron Lords, that is what it's all about. So the fact that you were able to hit 1,000 right here on the show, dude, I'm beaming with pride for you because you deserve it more than anyone.
Yeah, hey, thank you. It's pretty awesome. I definitely. I guess I'm going to have to do Bucks next tomorrow. I know I don't have time today, but I guess
I'm waiting for the call. Hold on a second. Did I get a message?
Song.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting from the call from Gaming Forte to personally thank me for this. Hopefully, I will get that call.
Hey, Slow-Mo, I'm seeing my
Gamer
wife.
in the chat just said, "When are you playing Balin Wonderworld?" Okay, when I'm dead is when I'm playing. So like that's not happening.
It could always be Balin. It could always be Balin Wonderworld.
It could always be Balin. It's absolutely
Slow-Mo.
Balin, whatever it is, it's not touching my hard drive. I know that for certain.
He says not touching my hard drive. That's savage.
Wow.
Hey, I'm sending my wife to the store to get some eyes and strawberries so I can mail them out to you.
Nice. I love it.
Nice.
Well, listen, you know what? Yeah, 12 minutes is going to be, I think, a big game. Again, massive star talent.
Yeah, and the premise of 12 minutes, you just know it's something that a publisher probably looked at and was like, yeah, that sounds interesting. But give me an example of another game that did this.
There's nothing like it,
in
dude.
their sales. Like exactly.
Right.
That's not how innovation works. Innovation doesn't work with you just copying what someone else already did. There's no brand new ideas that can blow up if everyone is just doing what someone else had already did. You have to do something different. You have to try new things. It's part of the reason why I like Deathloop so much. And I can't wait to play Deathloop because Arcane Studios is a studio that has always been more about, they do something similar to other people, but they always have their own kind of twist to it. And Deathloop has so many different aspects to the game that you don't really see anywhere else. And seeing that from one, like a AAA studio, is great. But when you see it from like these indie studios that have so many great ideas and we mentioned before about how the visual fidelity, the gap is closing because the tools, the engines that these developers are using, Unreal Engine 5, Unity engine, is being updated. It's all those tools are allowing these developers to be able to give you closer to AAA visual fidelity with like nowhere near the number of staff or resources or budget that those other studios have. So it's just awesome to see that. I'm looking forward to 12 minutes, looking forward to I think it's called Necromundo Hired Gun. A trailer for it came out last week.
Yes,
it looks like a
dope,
really
dude.
awesome first-person
Yeah.
shooter. It's got a lot of Titanfall elements. I saw you were playing Titanfall earlier,
Dude,
like the
crack
wall
cocaine,
running and
bro.
shooting and jumping off of that. Yeah. Yeah, I just can't wait for it, man. It's like I'm for me, it's as a content creator, I'm just kind of rubbing my hands because it's just going to be like I'm going to be marking down games to go do research on and come up with videos on later on. So it's definitely going to be a good time.
Yeah, no, definitely. Let's get Big Cloud. Big Cloud, listen, I'm starting to get Summer of Arcade vibes from what we're going to see today. That was actually my favorite time in Xbox indie history. Not saying there hasn't been good games. There's been a ton of good games, but for me personally, that 6-year block, I used to look forward to every one of those Summer of Arcade games. I bought every one of them. Every game, I was like, you know what? I don't care if I don't like it. I'm going to support an indie developer because I love what they're doing. And when they discontinued that, my heart broke. But now ID at Xbox, especially this particular show, is really focusing on indie titles that look like, honestly, next-gen AAA bangers. What are you expecting?
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people think indie titles immediately like go to titles like that game Velocity 2X or those small budget ones.
Yes.
Indie titles can really they can range from anything. They can be a AAA budget game. Look at Kojima Productions with Death Stranding. Essentially, that was an independent studio making its own game. It just was funded by Sony. Look at Jade Raymond. Jade Raymond's new studio that new game she's working on. Again, she's independent.
Yeah, her new studio, Haven. I'm very excited to see what she brings to the table. Yeah, 100%.
So,
I mean, look, Fall Guys, perfect example.
Another one, exactly. So again, as far as what I expect here, I'm going in with like at least tempered expectations. I don't really expect much, but it should be a good show nonetheless. Hopefully, it's they knock it out the park with a lot of these announcements.
Yeah, you know what? And again, we know that second extinction is going to be there. We know Exo Machina is going to be there, which is a free to play.
What about Crossfire X? Did we hear anything?
Yes, I don't know if that's going to be there. We might get an update, but with Tunic. Okay. I think it's going to be there. That's the one I'm really looking forward to because I'm an old school Zelda fan. That's being made by one dude, and it's a fox that looks adorable. Who doesn't want to play that?
I think Crossfire X might be too big for this show because the last time, previously, they've shown it at like some of the bigger conferences.
I agree.
Remedy's doing the campaign. They're a big studio. The actual developer, Smilegate, is a humongous developer from South Korea. They're like 1,000 devs that work for Smilegate.
Holy cow! I did not even know that.
Pretty sure the biggest announcement too coming from this is going to be like, "Hey guys, these are all day one
Game Pass."
Right. Another big thing too for this. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. I'm really interested in what's up. What time is the show? The show
12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. If you're on the East Coast, on the West Coast, 9 a.m.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. So, all right. So, you know what, before I get what you're expecting, let me just catch up with some of these super chats because they've come in a massive amount. Logical Tech, wow, he drops an additional $5 super chat and says Starlink Plus services like Game Pass equals cloud 4K ultra gaming anywhere. In 10 years, all traditional consumer gaming hardware will be obsolete. Again, 10 years is a long time away. You might be onto something, but again, we have to see how they could use, because again, it really comes down to the internet structure. If you're talking Japan, then I'm with you. You're talking the US, I'm a little cringy because the US is still behind some other countries when it comes to their internet infrastructure. And can you do 4K 120 frames over Wi-Fi? I don't know. But it is definitely possible. And he dropped a $5 super chat. Let me not forget that. Viper XT, generous friends of the show. He drops a $2 super chat. Thanks for the generosity and says, congrats on the 1K slow-mo. Yeah, well-deserved. James176 upgraded his membership for Double Barrel Gaming Plus. Wow, James, thank you so much for that. Logical Tech drops a $2 super chat, adding that's his opinion. Of course, dude, everyone's opinion is valid here on this show. East Texas Alex, a generous friend of the show, he drops an outstanding $10 super chat. Says, good morning, everyone. Great to see Slow-Mo and BitCloud this morning. Happy gaming, everyone. Hit that like button, people. And by the way, I wish Zack Snyder would do all DC movies from now on. Yeah, as a matter of fact, let me just throw that in for just for a hot take. There is a hashtag that I am pushing. And again, I didn't create this hashtag. I just joined the party about the Snyderverse and how I think it's hashtag continue the Snyderverse. If you enjoy Justice League, and I thought Justice League his version, not Josh Whedon's version, was a masterpiece. I mean, it was a masterstroke level. I thought I love Zack Snyder as a developer, as a director, as a visionary, but as a person, I just love him. That we know what happened with his daughter, and he's out there and he's still doing his thing. If you want to see this that happen on HBO Max, meaning that there's been rumors that that Ben Affleck would be willing to come back and do the Batman versus Deathstroke. Let's get that freaking done. So yeah, hashtag continue the Snyderverse is what it is. Get out there and say boom sent you. But Dreadpool, what are you expecting from today's big show? Now, this is Microsoft's first shot in 2021. We know that there's going to be a lot of big AA games there. Do you expect any AAA surprises? And how excited are you that most of these, potentially all of them, will be in Game Pass? Dreadpool, are you there?
I was muted. Sorry
Okay,
about that. All right. So as I always say, prepare for the worst, hope for the best, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, and you can't argue with that.
I mean, this way, because every time you're expecting something and it doesn't come in, you're always disappointed, and then the show is not great for you. You know what I mean? Or you don't expect anything, you just watch the show. Keep your expectations in check. And then whatever pops up, you never know. There might be something that intrigues you, and you're like, oh, wow, I didn't expect that game. Where did that game come from? But because you were so hyped up for a certain game to show up, that game now just kind of fell on the wayside. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm always like that. Give every show its due respect, and let's see what happens and what they present. Now, that being said, we got 12 minutes. Who doesn't want to see that, right? Tunic, that's great. Another one that we've been watching for how many years now?
What about Scorn? If you're a horror fan,
oh my God,
Scorn. Man, that looks good, dude.
So so there's just so much to sit there and go through and what to expect. What I'm waiting for a surprise one, and I know he's in here, and I know it's not going to be a surprise. But what I would want as a surprise would be Song of Iron 2.
Oh, yes. Well, Song of Iron, I didn't got a chance anyone played it. It definitely gives me Limbo vibes for sure. That's being made by one man, a good friend of the show. In fact, he's going to be on later on his podcast. Archimedes not only talked with the dev, but got an early access beta to play that he did a review on his channel. And yeah, Song of Iron looks really good.
He's in the show here. Well, he's in the chat here. I'm sorry.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
Holy cow. I missed that.
I said hello to him earlier. Yep, I said hello to him earlier. He's been
listen. So that is, first of all, you humble me by being here. Obviously, I'm a big fan of your work. I cannot wait to see your game. It's going to explode. Song of Iron looks incredible. And if you'd ever like to do, a sit down and a one-on-one, my God, please DM me or I will DM you. And we can get that done. Thank you for letting me know, dude. I didn't even know.
Oh, I try to say hello to everybody that comes in. It's hard to keep track. Sometimes I say hello to people twice and 3 times. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I've seen his interview with Indie Gamer, and at first I didn't think anything of it. I looked at it. I was like, oh, okay, it looks very, 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 very cool. Nice. All right, cool. Watching the interview and then hearing about it, I'm a champion for Song of Iron now because of this. You know what I mean? It's
I
like
love
when
to
you
see
find
the
out
little guys
more
win.
stuff. Yeah. And the fact that he used to be a dev. He, I want to say, was he a programmer and he had to do artwork, or was it the other way around? I can't remember 100% right now. But it was like, you want a champion because he had to learn other stuff that he never did before, and then try to do it himself. So stuff like that. This is the whole thing with when you think about indie games. A lot of people don't think much of it. They're small little games. They're this. They're that. Oh, whatever. You want that banger. You want this. But these guys take the biggest risks, not only for their livelihood, but in what they put in gaming. Right? They take the risks of, hey, we could try this type of movement, this type of control, or this type of camera work, or this type of narration, right? They try these things. Guess what happens? The big AAA places copy them.
Yeah.
So because they're too afraid to try anything new, they just keep on rehashing Madden, Call of Duty, right?
Preach.
So when you're doing this, right, this is what happens. Now and this is why we need to look at these people, because they're the creative spark that opens up these other genres for the bigger AAAs to copy and steal their ideas from. And
All
if
the
we
time.
wouldn't have
Yeah.
that, we wouldn't have these different experiences. You know, we would have the same Assassin's Creed. And I know there's the older Assassin's Creed fans, and then there's the newer Assassin's Creed fans, right? But how many Assassin's Creed can you play that's exactly the same over and over again? You know, that's what ends up happening. But when you open up and you see, oh, someone did this way, you know what? That's an idea. What if we change this up and add this to our game? You know, and that's the beauty of it. A lot of these games are beautiful in their own right. You know, yeah, it might look primitive, but that was because it was designed to look primitive, right? Song of Iron does not look primitive, does it?
No, not even remotely.
Exactly. So that's one of my number one games. That, you know, like I said, I'm a little bit biased. I'll admit that, but the guy, in the interview, the guy won me over, and we're following each other on Twitter, and you know, so I
Nice.
see all this stuff. So yeah, I'm a little bit biased, but that's the whole thing. Is I didn't.
Well, I mean, you want to
I
champion
wasn't
these small
expecting it.
devs, dude. Yeah,
Right.
that's right. You want to champion these small devs, and you want to get behind them because you want to see people win. You want to see people be a success.
Right, and you know what's going to happen is he's going to make a second one. It might not be Song of Iron 2, you know, whatever. It could be whatever he decides, right? And like, who was it, Slow-Mo or Bit? One of the two said that corporation's not going to be watching over him, right? He's got his
That's
freedom.
big.
Yeah, he'll have full freedom. Yeah.
Yep.
You know, he's got his freedom. So if he doesn't like the way certain thing flows or a certain weapon, you know, have a fire sword or whatever, it's on him. He's the
Yeah.
one that's making that sole decision because it's his vision. It's not a collection of everybody's vision, and then, oh, by the way, it has to be put out by this amount of time because that's what the shareholders want. They want
Right.
their money back. You know, the investors want their money back by this time, so we have to push this game out now when it's unfinished. CD Projekt Red, what?
Yeah. Good point. That's
You
a
know,
good point.
and that's where we are right now. A lot of these other games we just talked about.
Dreadpool going for the throat. He says CD Projekt Red. Stop.
But we got Outriders, right? We're pushing it back. Why? Well, they want to make sure it's 100%, right? They don't want to have another cyberpunk issue. Nobody wants that, right?
Right.
Didn't Halo go push back? Oh wait,
Yeah.
what else is coming out right around the same time Halo is, which we already know is November, which has been guaranteed a confirmation twice. Once with us at Four Guys with Quarters, and then somebody else did one. But Four Guys with Quarters, even though we got it first, didn't get any credit for it. But that's being, you know, petty. That's fine. I'm being petty right now. But, you know, Discord. If
Yeah,
we want it
nah,
done within this month, what's going to happen, right? This is all bigger stuff. What happened? It was started from the small person, a small creator started all this, and then it grew. And this is why we need to support these smaller guys, because this stuff grows. Boom. You were a guest, right? You were a guest on Crossfire.
Yeah.
Now what happened?
Yeah. I mean,
You're
again,
huge.
I made my
Right?
own. I made my own network, so to speak.
Right. And what did you do? You opened it up for me. You opened it up for others. You've done, like, for, you know, people that have never done podcasting before, and they've all pretty much, you know, the ones that filled in and are doing it, they're all exceeding in their own right.
Yeah, again, it's all. Listen, that's the goal, right? As someone, you want to see others succeed. That's my goal. I built this channel on pushing other people's content. Everyone knows who Boomstick is, right? Got 650 people here, so everyone knows who Mr. Boomstick is, but maybe they don't know a Slow Mo, maybe they don't know a BitCloud or a Dreadpool or a Mr. Badbit. So it's my job to make sure that they do. And you know what, Dreadpool, we only have a few minutes left. I want to just grab Mr. Badbit's opinion on this, and then we're going to get on out of here, get the outros, because I got to start the other show.
Keep my mouth shut.
No. Listen, you're awesome, dude. I love what you bring to the table.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay, dude. Listen, we love having you on here, and your opinions are super important. Mr. Badbit, this is Microsoft's big show. It's their first big show of 2021. What are you expecting them to bring to the table? And could we expect any, even though they're indies, should we expect any big indie surprises? Joe, you there?
Muted too.
Joe, you muted, sir.
No, it was just me being dumb. Can you hear me? Am I loud?
Yes, you're good. You're good.
I say, I think look, when it comes to the show, I'm expecting mistakes. This is their first one of the year, their first big one. 100 titles, that's a lot. And how do you highlight that without doing all those montages and giving games the appropriate amount of time to breathe? So it's a lot of information. It's a lot of things. And when I think of indies, I think the one thing we have to change the conversation of is how we talk about them. Look, Hades won Game of the Year at IGN. That's an indie game made by a handful of studios, and it won one of the most coveted awards that a dev wants, and they got it. So indies mean something. And to piggyback of what Dreadpool said earlier, is indies are the innovators in the space that have or test out mechanics that it's not that AAA games are too afraid to use. AAA games, you could call them complacent because there's just so much money backing these things. So you want a safe bet rather than something that is a huge risk that might not work, So yeah, like that's why there's hundreds of millions of dollars on these things sometimes. So when it comes to those smaller games, I just want to see games that are going to interest me. What are the mechanic? What is that gimmick? What is that art style that they're going to present this game with? Like we harken back to Bug Snacks, and like jokes aside, there was an awesome video I saw, I think last night, maybe it was during your show, I don't know, COVID funk, and there's this little girl like crying because she was
playing Bug Snacks.
Yeah, she was playing Bug Snacks. She's like a 7-year-old kid, and she beat the game, and it resonated with her. So like indie games mean something, and these games are going to resonate with not just like you or me, or may not resonate with us.
Can I say something?
Resonate with someone.
Yeah, I want to just add to the long list of what I want Slow Mo to do to play Bug Snacks. I want him to cry playing Bug Snacks.
Oh, that's definitely going to happen at some point. It may not be for the same reason that little girl cried.
He's going to cry from all the cringe, that's for sure.
But like, yeah, like as much as we joke around, about Bug Snacks, like it's also that game exists, and those people have that vision. Like this is a company that said we can make a shooty bang bang game, or we can make a game about a dad that's an octopus. Like,
you're right. Yeah, that's a great point, dude.
Yeah, and that's what the some of the things that I like about some indie devs out there, that they're just like, dude, there's too many shooty bang bang games. Let me just make something that's fun, that's whimsical. Let me make something that's gonna tug at a heartstring. Let me tell a story about it, like what we see here with like It Takes Two. It Takes Two is a special game for a lot of people. It's getting great scores right now, and it's a rom-com. And I like what Joseph
It is a rom-com game. Yeah, I want to play that with Mrs. Boom. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Like it's like, how many shooter-ups do we have here? It's too many. How many rom-coms do you see in this space?
None.
And that's what you get here with indies. So I want to see something different. I want to see something that breaks the mold, and I want to see, most of all, as a PlayStation gamer, I want to see what Drinkbox is working up on.
Yes.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Well, listen. First of all, this has been wow. What an incredible 90 minutes. We had so many things, so many highs, no lows during this show. But let me just catch up on. First of all, a big shout out to a bunch of people: Reggie Mobile 9, Viper XT, Chaos Theory, Z Black Rider, Matt Burns, and Master Clowns, all upgraded. My God, thank you so much for the Here Comes the Boom Plus or Double Barrel Gaming Plus. You know what? I forgot what I wrote. I had to write something and I wasn't happy with it, but I'm like, let me just do that because
It was like, we need that in writing.
well, yeah, because because YouTube breaks your balls. To get anything done is a real pain. We also had Z Black Rider drops a $5 super chat and says, "I hate superheroes." Really? I love them because I consider myself to be Captain America. Sometimes I make my Mrs. Boom go because I'm so nice, but I love being a good guy. And we also have Ape 2020 drops a $5 super chat and says, "How about Cuphead DLC? Oh, that's good. Or Moon Studios next game. That's even better, dude." But listen, folks, this has been great. Absolutely. Let me do the outros. Let me get everyone out of here, and then I got to take a bit of a pee break because I had 2 bottles of water. Don't do that when you podcast because you can't leave. Slow mo. First of all, a huge congratulations to you, dude. You are one of the hardest working dudes. You and our brother, Gaming Forte. You guys deserve 10,000 more subs. I love what you do, your honesty, your brotherhood when you guys do the show together, and just how incredible of community members you really are. Congratulations. Tell everyone where they can help you march towards now 2,000 subs.
Yo, boom! Once again, just thanks for the shout out. Thanks for the just all the help there, man. That was awesome. And thank you for everyone in the chat that's up. My channel is, again, like as I said before, I talk about a lot of indie games. Definitely games that I'm interested in and love. I talk about tech. I talk about a lot of the gaming news and my spin on things, on how I see things. So yeah, if enjoy the content, definitely sub if you haven't already. Check out DPS podcast last night with Gaming Forte. It was on Gaming Forte's channel this week. Next week is going to be on my channel, but it's every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. And we had Leviathan and Gamer on, who was awesome, dude. Knows a lot about tech and understanding of technology, and is a huge Halo fan. So we really had a nice little chat about Halo and our experiences with Halo back in the day, which maps were the best. Of course, Hang 'em High is the best Halo map, of course.
It certainly is, 100%. Yes.
But yeah, just an awesome time. Check that out if you haven't already. And great chat, great panel, great time. And definitely for you guys, come back in 15 minutes to watch Boom and his reaction to the Idea at Xbox show.
Definitely appreciate that very much. Thank you. BitCloud, great to have you back. Glad that you are over the hump. COVID is no joke. I'm very happy. More importantly for you, but of course, we're glad that your mom is doing well as well. Tell everyone about what you got going on today at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and where could people reach out and strike up a conversation?
Well, like I said at the start of the show, I appreciate everybody who reached out. Love you guys. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Slow-mo, congrats on 1K. I'm going to be in that live stream. Watch the cringe.
Yes. I'm dropping a super chat in that, man, for sure.
No, we got it. You make sure you enable super chats. But as far as me, you guys find me at Big Cloud Gaming, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and also today because we're streaming the ID Xbox show as well, so we already set up. But to celebrate over 3,000 followers on Twitter, I'm giving away four $100 gift cards today.
Wow, dude.
So we're giving away 2 PSN $100 gift cards and Xbox Live on the RGT podcast later today at 5 p.m. Eastern time. If you guys are interested, if you guys want to support the channel, come through. It's literally on my channel, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. To get in on the giveaway, you still got time. Simply go to my Twitter and either like or retweet the giveaway post that I posted on my feed, and you're in. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a random name picker, pick the 4 winners, and basically that's what we're going to do. But that's also my thank you to everybody who reached out and just showed that, it's not about the plastic. It's not about none of that. It's literally unity. We're all here because we're gaming. We all have gaming, and we're gamers. So I appreciate everybody who reached out again. Thank you very, very much. Let's get Boom to 10K. I am on my way there. I am literally less than like 400 away from
Wow, dude, that's
10K.
awesome.
So hopefully you guys can help me with that too. But
Yes,
thank you.
yes. Get over there. Yeah. Again, if you enjoy the content that I do, you got to support BitCloud. Get over there. Let's get
I
them past
appreciate it.
10K for sure. No doubt about that. Dreadpool, thanks so much for being here, brother. Super, super awesome stuff as always. Tell everyone where they can reach out and strike up a conversation, but more importantly, talk about breaking bread with Dread.
Okay, first of all, thank you everybody in the chat for showing up. It's been a pleasure watching you guys interact with us. And you can find me on Twitter, Dreadpool, the O's are zeros, YouTube gamertag. It's Dreadpool, all letters, all caps. Breaking Bread with Dread is on anchor.fm/Dreadpool, and I'm still trying to get a hold of another person. It's got nothing to do with us, but it's part of our history. Put it that way.
Nice.
So I'm trying to see what I can do. If not, I've developed a new thing. I took over what King said, and I did get Zelda, by the way, Breath of the Wild.
Nice.
So, and that being said, he also talks about TikTok. So, guess who's on TikTok?
Nice, dude. Very nice.
Yeah, so some of these things that might not come into fruition might go to TikTok instead. So
Hey, listen,
we'll see what happens.
Can't argue with the
Nice.
popularity. Yeah.
So Gaming Beyond the Box, Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Here every Friday morning at 10 a.m. And then Four Guys with Quarters when I'm available and able to do those Four Guys with Quarters interviews.
Nice.
So-
Yeah, you're doing some good work with Clowns over there, and what they're doing over there, Clowns and you, and a multitude of people that are supporting Clowns in some of these big interviews is just monster work. I mean,
He
for
is
crying out loud,
working hard.
he interviewed the voice of the Master Chief just last week, folks. You missed that. Get over to Clowns, Four Guys with Quarters. Tell them Boom sent you, and never get into a car with me because you see I'm driving like a complete lunatic. Mr. Bad Bits. Tell everyone about the Trophy Room, my favorite PlayStation show to listen to. You and Kyle, your best friend, put on a great show each and every week. And of course, where could people help you get past 2,000 followers on Twitter?
So you can find, first off, this week's Trophy Room was something special because Kyle got his second COVID shot. And he's now feeling it, by the way. He's feeling it today. But he was just like, hey, I don't know if I'm going to be making it. So I reached out to Ains. Ains said, yeah, sure, drop me a line.
Love
Kyle was
Ains.
able to make it. Yeah, it's such a great dude. And us three, we had such a great conversation around PlayStation, and we got so much love and feedback from that literally just off the gate. I woke up to messages when I put that out at 6 a.m. I woke up to people going like, this was one of the best episodes. So it's awesome to see that episode get so much love. We talk about, PlayStation possibly closing down legacy stores, what that means, the PlayStation VR controller, what our thoughts are. Should they still focus on VR or go with a Game Pass route? And yeah, we talk about what the Evo acquisition actually means and does for PlayStation as a whole. And it's a great show. So make sure you watch the video version on the Trophy Room on YouTube. Make sure if you have a podcast service, you can follow that show wherever you find your podcast services, whether that's Apple Play, Spotify, what did I say? Apple Play, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you find your podcast, you can find the show there. And yeah, thank you so much. I can't wait to see whatever the hell is going to come out of ID at Xbox today. So
Fingers crossed, man.
I'll be in stream for sure. I'll be in the chat rooting for everything. So
Yeah. Well, thanks.
you guys.
Thanks so much for being here, everyone. Real quick, Gamer by Choice, Sean Carpenter and Jesse Darby, good friends of the channel, have all upgraded to the Double Barrel Gaming Plus. Thank you so much for the outstanding support. And of course, we're going to get on out of here. We're going to get ready to do the second stream, but I'll close out the show with something that's important to me. Hopefully, one day it'll be important to you. And that's something that my dear old dad taught me. He used to say this: son, treat others how you want to be treated. Also, it doesn't cost anything to be nice. If you live by those rules, I can guarantee you're going to have an awesome day. So take care, everyone, and we'll see you next week on the newest episode of Breakfast with Boom.